Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to LJT MTG. Today we got a fun one for you. We got a little deck challenge. So Trent presented Jer and I with some 3 card stacks that are inspired from some other significant decks in Magic's history. Jer and I had about 45 minutes to build some decks, and then we jammed. We hope you enjoy the video.
Gonna record now just to make sure we're recording in the 3 card challenge waiting room. If I had to guess, it's gonna be based off of legacy decks. And if I had to guess, he's gonna give me Rug Delver. So he's gonna give me like Delver, Nimble Mongoose, and like maybe Fire Ice or Chain Lightning or like Tar Fire, maybe Lightning Bolt.
All right, Liam, are you ready for your 3 cards for this deck challenge?
My body and mind is ready.
I think I've given you a pretty interesting challenge here. So your 3 cards are Tendrils of Agony,
Excellent. I like it.
Children of Corliss,
Oh no.
and Pull from Eternity. Have fun. Have fun.
Thank you. Oh God. Okay, so uh Trent has given me tendrils. All right, hold on. We'll start tendrils of agony, children of Corliss. That auto completes, yeah. And pull from eternity. Okay, so I wouldn't describe this as an open-ended group of cards. I think pretty clearly Trent would like for me to build Tin Fins, a deck that I have a long history with and I really like. Um, though the last time I built a list was probably in 2016. So I guess it'll be fun. We'll figure out if I can find some new cards for the deck. I haven't really been thinking about it that much, to be honest. So yeah, we'll see if I can find some new cards for the deck. And I don't know. Maybe we'll check in halfway. Maybe we'll check in when the deck is built. A lot of it is it's going to be just me trying to remember what I used to put in this deck.
Are you ready
Have you done Liam first?
for your 3 cards? I have.
Oh, so fast. Yeah, I'm excited and ready.
All right, your 3 cards are
Yep.
Sword of Fire and Ice,
Sophie, yep. Oh, Stoneblade, I love it.
Lingering Souls,
Yep.
and Batterskull.
Esper Stoneblade.
Have fun.
I will. Thank you. Yeah, so I predicted that this was going to be based off of legacy decks. And I guessed Rug Delver, and that part I was right. Legacy decks was right. Um Rug Delver was incorrect. It's Esper Stoneblade, which is makes a lot of sense. That's probably the deck I played the most of all time. I had a really sort of infamous set of altered Stoneforge Mystics, each with a different equipment on them. One was Sword of Fire and Ice, one was Umezawa's Jite, one was Batterskull, and one was Manriki Gusari for the OG legacy players. It's an equipment that taps to destroy other equipment. I'll show you the card. I don't think it's getting in this deck just because I think it's relatively unlikely that Liam also has an equipment theme. We definitely got to get Stoneforge Mystic in.
How's it going?
Good. I think I have identified your intention. While I was in the waiting room, I mentioned that if I had to guess, it would be legacy decks, and then I guessed Rug Delver. So I think I was right on the legacy part, wrong on the deck. So you gave me Esper Stoneblade, which as I said makes sense because especially when you knew me, that was the deck I was most well known for. And then I talked a bit about my altered Stoneforge Mystics. I quickly added Manriki Gusari to my deck to show the people, and then removed it.
It's still on your deck. just
Ah!
FYI.
Remove.
I thought about giving you Manrique Gusari, but I felt like that might have been a little mean.
Yeah.
So I gave you Batterskull, which
Thank
is
you.
still mean, but maybe a little less so.
No, Batterskull's legit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Batterskull's fine.
So
It
I'm
works.
gonna add in like most of the cards that I can remember playing. And then we'll flesh it out with like probably versions 2 and 3 of those cards, because that's just how deck building in Highlander works.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right, I'll leave you to it.
Yeah, thanks. It's interesting because I don't know what he would have given Liam, because the deck Liam is most well known for playing in Legacy is Tin Fins. Also potentially High Tide, but Tin Fins is the deck he's well known for. So like, I don't know if he would give him Tin Fins, because that's like a pretty...
I think pretty clearly Trent would like for me to build Tin Fins.
Polarized deck. And he did mention that giving me Batterskull might have been mean, which I think out of context maybe doesn't make sense, but in context, if he gave Liam Tin Fins, might make sense. So might make one choice, which I think is a pretty reasonable choice regardless. We'll include Lion Sash. I think this is going to be a good Unearth deck, which also means it's probably going to be a good Reanimate deck. And on the off chance Liam is trying to Tin Fins me, Reanimate might be good.
How's it going?
Pretty good. I got like a pretty good base, I was saying, where we kind of just need to build it out. But I think I got covered most of the bases from like the homage to my Stoneblade deck.
Oh yeah.
I got
Kaido, Lion Sash.
Yeah, so I got to add some new bangers, but I put Jason, and I was like, I'm not sure if I was building this deck like in a normal fashion that I would include Jace, but I played Jace in my Stoneblade deck, so get it in. And then the 2 cards I've actually wanted to play for like a while that I just haven't got to play, this Kaido is one of them. Also, I sidebarred a bit. All right. I created the official ninja naming scale, and I decided Kaido Cunning Infiltrator 6 out of 10 on the ninja naming scale. Sure. Kaido Dancing Shadow 9.5 out of 10 on the ninja naming scale.
It's an amazing ninja name for sure.
And Bane of Nightmares is the one that has ninjutsu? Pardon? Like, someone hecked up. Because I was like, I typed in Kaido, and of course I have no freaking clue which one's the ninja one. And I was like, wait.
Trying to figure out like.
And I saw the prices, and I was like, wait, I think the ninja one's played the most, so it's going to be the most expensive one. But how are these 2 not the ninja one, based on the names? And I've also really wanted to play Rafine for a long time. I knew it was good in
Rafine
Standard
is a great
for a while.
Stoneblade looking card.
Yeah.
Like, it's so Stonebladey.
Exactly. Yeah, this is what we want to do. We want to attack, discard Lingering Souls, flash it back. Yeah. They're not going to see what hit them.
Hell yeah. All right. I'll leave you to it.
Yeah.
Okay. I had some technical issues, had to rebuild a deck, but here we are. It's fine. We didn't end up checking it halfway through. So you're just getting the 100 card deck. And I think it's pretty sweet. So this is my kind of revised take on Tin Fins. So Tin Fins is a combo deck that's trying to win the game by putting Gristlebrand into play from the graveyard, then drawing a bunch of cards and winning the game through a couple of means. You have 2 main options. Option number 1 is you put Gristlebrand into play, you draw like 14, sometimes more if you get the Children of Corliss going, like 14, 25, 28. 35 cards, something like that. And then usually you can cast something like Sacrifice, Culling the Weak, Burnt Offering, one of these cards to make like 8 black mana, and you win the game through storming, like chaining tutors into tutors, or something of that iteration, and you can win the game that way, because you're just going to have like a handful of cards and a ton of mana, and you can just kind of naturally storm out. Option 2 is, again, you do the same thing. You draw a bunch of cards and you make a Gristlebrand, and you can do something like reanimate a Borborygmos Enraged, throw some lands at them. You can reanimate an Emrakul with haste, with stuff like Goryo's Vengeance, I chose the worst art possible. Sorry. Hopefully this won't be the art I have on Magic Online. Yeah, Goryo's Vengeance, Shallow Grave, Corpse Dance, these all let you put creature into play from the graveyard with haste, so you can kind of Emrakul people that way some amount of the time. And then the third option in this deck, and this is the newer angle that some of the new cards that have been printed since I last built this deck provide, is Archon of Cruelty and Atraxa in particular are, I think, just powerful enough on their own as quote-unquote fair cards, that you have a side plan where you don't always have to get Gristlebrand. Sometimes you would run into these problems with this deck where you'd be at like 10, and if you get a Gristlebrand at 10 and you draw 7, like, you're probably not killing them off of just 7 cards, and you're also probably not going to get to untap. So Archon and Atraxa, I think, will allow you to use your resources to play a slightly longer game if you want to. Metamorphosis Fanatic is another one that I think is well indicated in that way. Other than that, we got a bunch of support cards, cantrips, tutors, hand attack spells as your disruption. It's a pretty interesting deck, and the win condition is super non-deterministic, which is exactly my kind of Magic to be playing. But yeah, I'm pretty excited that I was able to mostly come up with I think what I would describe as like a stock-ish list for Tin Fins in 2025. So yeah, well, without further ado, I'll check in next time with the games. Should be fun. I'm excited.
This is 3-card challenge, Esper Stoneblade. The challenge was Trent gave me 3 cards. The 3 cards he gave me were Lingering Souls, Sword of Fire and Ice, and Batterskull. And I was to build a Highlander deck based around those cards. And so the theme I took from that was harkening back to a legacy deck I'm pretty well known for playing, which is Esper Stoneblade. Played all those cards every time. And so I built what I think is a pretty cool Highlander version of that deck using those cards. So at its base, it's just an Esper mid-range deck. It's got threats, interaction, removal spells. Removal spells are interaction, but lots of interaction. Plays probably the 3 most interactive colors, so kind of overwhelmed on interaction. And then looks to win the game with some powerful threats and the aid of equipment and Stoneforge Mystic. So the deck traditionally plays some Planeswalkers just for the deck plans to play some longer games and control, and Planeswalkers are typically pretty good in those. The deck originally always played Jace, and I've wanted to try Kaido for a long time. Plays a lot of creatures. There's a slight bounce theme. Has Spellseeker for Ephemerate, so tried to play a few ETB creatures at least, and then of course just the who's who of really busted cards. Tasker's kind of a flashback. Played that one sometimes, and I'm really excited to try Rafine Scheming Seer. Seems really good in this deck. Time Walk is where we spent the bulk of our points. Our points, for those wondering, are Time Walk, True Name, Psychic Frog, Reanimate, and Dig Through Time. We have Spellseeker to get Time Walk, and then a couple ways to recur it with Snapcaster Mage and Mystic Sanctuary. Yeah, just a pile of good cards. Got a bunch of counter spells. Got a bunch of removal spells. Hand attack up here. Have 1 Wrath that's tutorable with Spellseeker and Dam. Have our equipment package here and Bitter Blossom just as a way to help us ensure we have creatures in play to sort of power out our equipment. And then lands to cast some spells. I hope you enjoy the games, and hope you enjoyed the deck build, and we'll see you in the games.
Okay, we're getting into the games. We settled on not being in the same call for the reason that I said I was going to need to talk to the viewers quite a lot, which I think is correct. This deck is definitely one that requires a significant amount of line planning. Like, for example, how the hell are we gonna map out this hand? Okay, so what does this hand do? It already has Agorio's Vengeance, which is good. It has an Intuition, which is like slow and tomb. Oh, we have a cat running away. Slow and tomb. I think this hand is definitely a keep, and I'm on the draw, so that's good. This hand could also improve.
Oh, hell yeah. This is exactly what we signed up for. uh, hit him with the Underground Sea pass. Batterskull's slightly awkward, but not to worry.
Okay, so Jared led on Underground Sea, and I drew Ponder. Cool. Wow, this new interface is very weird. I think I'm gonna just start with Ponder rather than going for the Consider. The Consider is technically slightly higher EV. Like if I put something into the bin, it's better. Oh yeah, this is good. This is good. So we'll order Borborygmos on the bottom, and then I want to draw the Preordain. I won't shuffle.
Prop. Huh. He got a Ponder. Okay. Wonder if there's a world where I thought Scour Liam. That seems bad, but if he keeps the Ponder, chooses not to shuffle, draws a card. Like, I wonder what the difference is. All right, I'm gonna thought scour him. YOLO.
Thought Scour me, the fool.
Oh, it's so bad for him.
Chose poorly. Well, we drew well at least. At least we know he doesn't have the swords. That's pretty nice. Maybe this play did work out.
Oh,
well,
that's
how many lands do I need to hit to kill him? More than I have. Oh, he did bin my Swords to Plowshares though, and now he has a frog, so that's unfortunate. All right. Well, new plan, I guess. I think I might just want to consider here and play a top land. Or I could Preordain. Preordain sees more cards. Annoyingly, I don't have 2 black sources. So even if I find an Entomb, it's going to be a little challenging. The Orbs Chant is something that I can use to try and work through counter magic, which is nice. All right, I think I'm going to go for the Preordain rather than trying to surveil something into the bin. That second black source, which is not nothing. Sacrifice is unfortunately not a card I'm interested in currently. I don't think I want this. I think I would prefer second blue source. Okay, Flood Moth. Oh, nice. Okay, that's a way that I can actually interact with this frog.
You love to see it.
Yeah, yeah. It's like a way to kill the frog. Well, not kill the frog, but at least take it off the table temporarily. I did get really punished by the Thought Scour line by not taking the swords first, but
Huh. Interesting. I kind of want to keep this Odawara, but if I play the Odawara, I can hit with Frog and then Ninjutsu Kaito second main, which is kind of cool. But I think I'll wait to do that maybe with a non-frog creature.
Hot Scour Liam?
Yeah, I said it was probably bad, but I just wanted to do it, you know?
No, I love the gusto. You know?
I mean, it might have worked out well because now my frog's not getting swords, so. Bin these cards that are slow and useless, deal more damage.
oh, Batterskull. Okay, so I did hear that we were maybe playing legacy decks in a match against each other. So I'm thinking that this is signaling that Jer is on Esper Stoneblade. Bitter Blossom and Batterskull going to the graveyard.
Draw more cards. It's a
Such
perfect
is the
plan.
frog life.
It's a perfect plan. Yeah, we don't have interaction right now, which is problematic, but
Pretty scary from your perspective.
yeah, he hasn't done a whole lot, so I don't think I'm dead, but
He also doesn't know you don't have interaction, so
yeah, that's why I'm just going to pass the turn here. I did briefly consider attacking with Frog, drawing the card, and then ninjutsuing Kaidos post-combat.
yeah, yeah.
Which is a sick line that you can do in fair matchups, but probably not in this one.
Okay, so Jer played the Odoar, which is actually really good for me because I actually am like kind of cold to getting my stuff bounced, amusingly. Yeah, I mean, there's technically a line where I can discard to hand size, but I think I'm just on the plan of casting this intuition.
His turn, we're gonna fire off. If he does something we care about, we're gonna consider. If he does nothing we care about, we're gonna mental note, then consider. Give us maximum choices with the most information. Spellseeker, that seems good. Island is, I guess, also good. Is Island good? No, I don't need lands where we're going. That's the card I needed. Yahtzee.
Ooh, and Burial Rites isn't bad.
It's nice if his deck is pretty grindy, like it's just like a way to kind of jam through. I think I'm just gonna try and resolve this now.
Intuition. Do I let intuition resolve? What does he get? Does he just bin 3 things? Yeah, I think I'm gonna let it resolve because if I draw land, I can Spellseeker for Thoughtseize and then Thoughtseize him, and still have Force of Will if things go poorly.
So yeah, if this intuition resolves, it kind of looks like Jared's thinking about a Force of Will. I guess Daze is another card that he could have. But if this intuition resolves, I'm going to get Gristlebrand, Atraxa, and I'll probably just put Archon in my graveyard as well, or let him choose to give me Archon. If I do that, I suspect he puts Gristlebrand in my hand, which seems fine. And then that way, any future reanimates have the chance of getting back Archon. Okay, nice. So it is resolving. I guess I'll just make sure there's nothing better. No, yeah, it's just gonna be the 3 creatures. So Atraxa. Oh my god, really laggy. Archon and Gristlebrand.
Come on down to Grizzlebees.
Yeah, I think that's the one he's gonna put in my hand. But I don't know for sure. If he puts that one in the graveyard, it's obviously like the scariest option because it means he thinks he can play through it.
Which one do I not want him to have the most? Probably Gristlebrand, I think, in this deck specifically. Normally it would be Atraxa, but I think Gristlebrand is the most scary in this set of circumstances. Guess I could have picked Archon because it kills my Froggy, but
because Jared like understands how this deck works. Yeah, okay, so I am going to put Atraxa first and then Archon because there are a couple of cards in this deck that care about the order of your graveyard, and you want the one that you want back on top. And I would prefer to get back Archon over Atraxa.
You've kind of got some stuff going on here, though, huh? Like Gorgios with Orm's Chant, you know?
Yeah, like I think I'm pretty well set up. It's nice. Orm's Chant's really good because it allows you to like force them to commit resources before you have to really commit anything that you might actually care about. So I'm going to be able to, yeah, cast the Orb's Chant and then based on if he counters it or not, make other decisions about what I'm going to do with my turn.
perfect. All right. Let us attack. Don't really want to discard anything. Our clock is pretty good as it is. That one can go eventually. here, I guess I want white, or do I want another blue? I think I want another blue in this match. Spell Seeker. If we had something like Cling to Dust, it would be really good here, but let's just take a look and see if there's anything we would rather have than Thoughtseize. I don't think so. Wait, reanimate. We could just reanimate his Archon. Archon doesn't seem that good. We could reanimate his Atraxa. That does seem pretty good. Reanimate his Atraxa with Force of Will. That's just gotta be good, right? Alright, YOLO. Screw Thoughtseize.
What is this island? Oh my god. Okay, Spellseeker. Gross, but it is what it is. I wonder if this is getting Ancestral Recall or Time Walk. It is getting... Survey says...
Can you imagine if he got, like, Cling to Dust?
Well, he might. I mean, that's a card that you would put in your deck.
Yeah. Although, I guess you've got Orm's Chant.
Yeah,
so you
Orm's
kind of
Chant
have
is good against Cling, fortunately. But if he clings... The only thing is that if he clings Atraxa, my turn is pretty awkward because... Oh, reanimate! Okay. Well, that's awkward.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, of course.
Give me your lunch money.
Boom! Roasted.
Originally, I was gonna get Thoughtseize, but then I saw Reanimate, and I was like, huh, that's gotta be good. And I drew Force of Will, so I'm like, I got Force backup? Like, this is just gotta be good.
Unbelievable.
Take Ponder, take Wasteland. Think for an instant we want Ephemerate, because that lets us Time Walk. And then Lion Sash is an artifact. Cure is a creature. Yeah, that seems good. Gotta make sure we keep some blue cards for this Force of Will, but I think we're in a good spot. I think basically he needs to kill us like immediately, or he's real dead.
So the good news is I could technically into the Flood Maw this Atraxa back to my hand and go for some kind of like discard to hand size Goryo's Vengeance line. So it's not the end of the world, but
I thought you were further ahead until he cast that Reanimate, and now it's like still up in the air from my perspective.
yeah, this Ephemerate is kind of funny.
Oh.
I mean, it's not good. He doesn't want to do it. Okay, so he took Ephemerate, Kiora, Lion Sash, Ponder, and Wasteland. Yeah, that's gonna be hard for me to beat. Both the Lion Sash and the Wasteland represent like pretty annoying setbacks. So I think I kind of have to try and find a way to win this turn. He is at 10. Not irrelevantly. Yeah, Conceal Courtyard, Kaito going to the graveyard. Yogwill. Yogwill doesn't do enough, I don't think. Because I could Yogwill, get back Wooded Foothills, Swords to Plowshares, which like can't be the line. What else can I do? I can into the Flood Maw, the Atraxa, and then discard it to hand size. He did get a spell snare off of the. Oh, he didn't. He took Ephemerate over spell snare. But he can Ephemerate Spellseeker and get a counterspell, so that's no good either. I guess I can start with Orum's Chant on his turn. And no, because I need a 4th mana for that to work. So I don't know that I have any outs. I could, because there's not a good way for me to get more mana either. Because I need to either put this Gristlebrand in the graveyard, but I just die. So he plays Lion Sash. I guess he can't activate Lion Sash this turn. So I guess my line is go to discard and discard Gristlebrand and see where we go from there. It's not a great spot to be in, but I guess I'm not technically dead.
Interesting. He's just going to clean up. Discard Gristlebrand. Damn. All right. I'm going to start by wastelanding his black to sort of just like force the issue here.
Get him!
Get him! Get him on the way out. I'm trying to decide what order I need to do this in, because I assume he's going to instant speed reanimate his Grizzlebrand, or try to. And I'm going to force of will that. But if he has something else, like there's a world where, no, it's fine. I'm just going to go to combat. No fear. Force of will work.
And I can, so here's Wasteland. I'm assuming Wasteland is going after my Blood Crypt. Okay, so Jer's trying to go to combat to make the mana fall out of my pool. I think I have to just cast the Orum's Chant here and see where we end up. My guess is that the spell's either it's going to get counterspelled by a counterspell already in his hand, or it's going to evoke the Ephemerate on the Spellseeker, and the Spellseeker is going to get a counterspell, which is going to counter the Orum's Chant. Yeah, this makes sense.
Huh. Orum's Chant is spicy. I guess maybe we have to Ephemerate for a counterspell now. Good thing I waited.
Turns out Ephemerate Spellseeker is still good.
This just in, folks. Yeah, just regular old counterspell seems fine to me.
But I will just jam. I guess there's an argument for even jamming over the top of the Spellseeker trigger that I should have done. So I'm gonna Goryo's now.
It's gonna be a no from me, dog.
He has the Force as well. Okay, I'm gonna concede.
It was so close.
No, it wasn't. Jer had it all. Let's not not lie to the people. I don't want
to. Perspective. It was pretty close, except for once he reanimated, it was over. But yeah, I think you were like kind of ahead. For that.
I don't think so. Must be nice.
That was a pretty good draw from me.
Yeah, must be nice.
But I mean, when I'm plus 5 cards from Euratraxa, like.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I meant must be nice, like, to draw the Spellseeker on 4 mana.
I had it for a while. What are you talking about?
Okay. Yeah, I actually considered try to go for like some kind of like early Borborygmos line, but because I had the Goryo's Vengeance for a while. Did you have the Force in your hand from the start of the game?
No.
Okay. Must be nice then.
I had it after I mental note considered.
I see. Yeah, and I got sort of punished for the order in which I put my Ponder because I had swords and I kind of wanted to hide it from a discard spell. And I don't think that it was wrong because like you don't really expect to get Thought Scoured like more often.
That was literally what I talked about, and I'm like, Liam hates Thoughtseize. He leaves the good ones on top.
Well, I mean, it's just the correct.
Oh,
play.
I know. Yeah, but like, and when I was thought scouring you, I'm like, I don't think this is good, but it could be sweet. And
it ended up being both.
Yeah,
like it did put my Borborygmos in the graveyard, which like I guess could have gone wrong. But
well, yeah, like when I think you're on Tin Fins, there's definitely a floor that's pretty low in terms of thought scouring you. Like,
for sure.
There are some cards I actively do not want to be in your graveyard, such as Atraxa. And I was, yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Game
2.
Game 2. My Intrepid Cat champion has come into the room, which is going to make playing game 2 challenging. And then I also have a kitten here. Her name is Shadowfax. She doesn't make things harder though.
It's okay. We're gonna get him this time.
Yeah, I mean, the blue decks can be kind of hard for this deck to play against. Ooh, well, not when you draw like this though.
Oh, I want to see.
Not when you draw like this.
Oh yeah, baby.
Now the question is how I want to play the game. I think I'm just gonna go turn 1, put Psychic Frog in play, and then make him spend resources reacting to that. But the other option is like turn 1 Profane Tutor, and then play Frog on turn 2, and then have Entomb plus whatever you find with the Profane Tutor. I think it's a turn 1 Frog angle. I
like turn 1 Frog. I think that's kind of hot.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right, not on the play this time. Gonna have to be more aggressive in our mulligan decisions. Yeah, like this hand is just too slow. It's possible if we had second white card we could keep, but even then it's probably not good enough. So yeah, gonna have to mulligan this one. Force of Negation with a blue card. Caracas is really good. I will keep. So our decision, like the most likely card we're bidding here is Pre-War Formal Wear. I'm gonna think about it for just a little bit. There's like maybe a consideration to bidding a land in case he has a removal spell for a Johnny or something, but no, I think it's just the Pre-War Formal Wear almost every time. But yeah, this hand is pretty good. It has interaction and a relevant threat, and if we draw something else, Snapcaster Mage is really good.
I didn't come here to not turn 1 Frog my opponent, you know?
Yeah, 100%. My cats want dinner, so I may get assaulted at some point halfway through this game. We'll see.
He's Psychic Frogging me. Had the wrong Force of Will. What are you gonna do? Removal spell. Not the worst. Broken MH3 card versus broken MH3 card. If this leads to a fair game, I kind of like my chances. A Johnny kind of brick walls the Psychic Frog a little bit too, which is nice.
All right, one time he doesn't have it. Come on. Come on, dealer.
There's not even that many things he can have, right?
Wow. I guess Path wouldn't be the worst for you.
Basically, the whole Esper deck kills Frog, I think. So, like, there are lots of things he can have. Oh, that one's fine.
Who cares?
Yeah, that one's fine. Yeah, we will endure. I wonder if he'll trade it for 2 cards out of my hand.
That's got to be bad for him. Like you're pretty happy shipping cards to the bin usually, I think.
Yeah, I would agree. But he might really really not want to give
Not
up
want to
cards.
give you the card draw.
No, he opted not to let it die. Okay, so Urborg. I think this is just a the mana base here is always so weird. I think it's just a red-black angle. Urborg means I have infinite black sources actually, so maybe it's a white-black, right? White-red angle. Yeah, I think it's a white-red angle. It's like a little bit awkward in the face of Wasteland, but I also have active Psychic Frog, so like his ability to spend time wastelanding me is not super high.
Profane Tutor. Okay. So he has that on layaway, so in 2 turns we're probably in trouble. Jite is not exactly what the doctor ordered, per se. Johnny is kind of nice, because he doesn't have another creature in his bin. Creates a good blocker. I don't even know what this card does on the backside. Counter on each cat. Make a cat. Don't have red permanents, that's irrelevant. Each opponent chooses artifact, creature, enchantment, and planeswalker, sacrifices the rest. Alright, that ult's bad too. Alright. So Johnny doesn't do a lot when he flips either, but at least he'll make blockers. Make it a lot more annoying for Liam to get this this frog going at least.
Okay. Profane Tutor ticks down. Oh my god. Well, you know what they say about keeping the good ones. So there's like an argument to play it slow, but I'm playing Tinfin, so like I didn't come here to play slow.
Vroom vroom.
Yeah.
And as of next turn, we should be able to keep this Caracas online pretty well. So that Urborg helps us. Makes our Caracas a scrub land. Not that we plan to tap it for mana especially often, but Entomb. Yeah, I think you're just supposed to keep cards out of the graveyard if possible. This also once again potentially stops him from jumping his frog, which is something I'm interested in doing.
If he has force, then I can at least get in with the Psychic Frog eating Force of Negation. Oh my god. What a cheater. Honestly, I always knew that there was something dishonest going on here.
Always had a sneaking suspicion.
Yeah.
He's down to 2 cards, and you've got an active frog. You know, you're flying.
Yeah, it's not that easy for me to keep the frog flying, unfortunately, but it is
Nice
true.
thing is, if you draw a big creature, you can just immediately get rid of it.
For sure. And I think I will just discard this Unburial Rites for an extra point of damage.
Discard Seething Song. Okay. And then jumps it. That makes sense. So my read is his hand isn't exceptional. I mean, there's a good chance he has some form of reanimate in his hand. But I don't think he has a... Okay, yeah, he has Unburial Rites. That makes sense. Hit me for a bunch.
Because I want it in the graveyard anyway, so.
For sure.
Okay. Large creature.
Oh my god! It's
Oh,
too
whoops!
good!
Don't concede the game. Discard this one.
This is what Tinfin's all about.
This is what you dream of when you sleeve up this deck. Now, okay, there's like a responsible thing to do here, right? And it's not like pay 7, draw 7 twice. But again, like, did I come here to not draw cards. What are we talking about? Okay, I'm not going to go to 3, unfortunately, but I will have done this. All right, well, life is good. I wonder if I'm paying to untap it. That's an interesting question.
I guess we do it now because he can't draw. He can just put it back in his bin, but actually that was probably pretty bad. I definitely should have waited till his turn to do it, and just I'm attacking with all my creatures regardless. Actually, no, I'm not. I kind of want to leave this cat back, so maybe that's a reason to do it, I guess. But and I think getting this GTA in play is largely irrelevant. I can't draw any of my, like, none of my pitch cards are live, so drawing one card doesn't do anything. But it's possible I should have had Snuff Out in this deck if I was thinking, but Snuff Out basically kills nothing in this matchup anyways, so. Oh yeah, and he's got Profane Tutor. We're just like Omega dead. If we were just playing for fun, it's like pretty reasonable to just concede from this spot, but we'll let him play it out.
Caracas. Oh, all right.
Probably not paying to untap it now.
Yep, probably not. Yeah.
That top deck was incredible, but your draw 7 off of it was not that great.
No. Well, this is the one issue, is that like the 7 cards you draw, like a lot of the times with Gristlebrand, you're only drawing 7. And I say only, right? Like it's like, oh, woe is me drawing 7 cards. But like genuinely, it's sometimes not good enough.
Although you're kind of cooking with this Umbrella Rights in the graveyard, right? Like Frantic Search discards some big creatures, Umbrella Rights.
I mean, I also just have Psychic Frog active too.
So true.
I'm trying to work out if I just have some kind of lethal line, because if I discard 7 cards out of my hand, yeah, I have lethal actually. If Jer doesn't have anything, because I can go discard 6 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I can play a land. Oh no, I maybe I need one more card actually. Okay.
Well, you're gonna draw a card, right?
Yeah. Okay, maybe I have lethal. Oh, I have Profane Tutor coming off this deck.
Oh yeah.
Okay. This changes everything.
What do you get here?
I don't know.
Like, I don't even know.
This changes everything, and I'm honestly really lost as to what the best card in my deck is at this moment. Because through the breach, I'm 1 mana off of casting. So I can't through the breach the Gristlebrand and play. Like, there's part of me that wonders if I'm just supposed to get like a discard spell and just plan to try and ride this frog to victory. Because I can go discards, or I can also discard my entire hand and then balance. It's kind of exciting. Wow, this is like a really weird spot. I think I'm just supposed to get Shallow Grave, to be honest, and then I'm just gonna discard everything and Shallow Grave my Archon of Cruelty and attack with Archon of Cruelty plus Psychic Frog and hope that that is good enough to win the game. Maybe this is wrong, but I think it's right. So, because Jer only has 2 cards. Yeah, and I can also put the Shallow Grave on the stack. Yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, so play land. Magic Online is lagging. They can't handle what's going on. Discard a card. Discard this Archon. Discard a land. I kind of think that if Jer had a removal spell for Frog, he would have already played it. is my read on the situation. I guess I'm supposed to Frantic Search first just to see if my hand gets any better. Oh, but what if the Frantic Search gets countered? How bad is that? I think it's fine. It's not amazing. But if I'm going to get counterspelled, it's not good for me anyway. So
I mean, if you counterspells your Shallow Grave, you can still balance.
yeah.
Whereas if you Frantic Search and you counterspells, you don't get to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you're right.
I guess it depends on how much you want to cast this balance.
Well, I'm trying to win the game. I guess I'm just gonna. You're right. I'm just gonna go for the Shallow Grave, and we'll see what happens. Because if this just resolves, then I feel like I can't lose.
So if he puts us on nothing, okay, we're dead.
Yeah. Okay.
What an amazing set of draws.
Yeah. Okay, I take back everything I said about Must Be Nice.
He drew the Gristlebrand.
Oh, I know. I was going back through it. I'm like, you discarded Unburialites to one card in hand, and so you must have had either only Dance of the Dead or only Gristlebrand in your hand. And based on how you played, I think it was unlikely you had a creature. So just because I was going back over whether forcing the Entomb was correct, and I think it was good. I would force it again.
It's always right to force Entomb, I think, against this deck. Yeah, I had 2 cards because I discarded the Unburial Rites in combat to deal an extra damage. And then
you discarded Seething Song to 2 cards and then discarded Unburial Rites to 1 card.
Yeah, but that was after you. That's after you countered the Entomb.
Yeah, but I
sure. You're
saying is I knew you had to draw either Dance or Gristlebrand because you had 1 card in hand.
Yeah. Correct.
Hit me.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, all I'm saying is, the deck challenge worked. We had a certified Tin Fins moment. When you drew that Gristlebrand, we popped off.
If you don't draw the Gristlebrand, I think I'm like ridiculously favored.
Oh yeah,
yeah, of course, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you don't draw the Force of Will last game, I think I'm ridiculously favored.
It was unbelievable.
Now, I think the other thing we're learning is that this old Psychic Frog card is pretty good.
Quite good. Yeah.
Turn 1, even better, but you frogged me to death in game 1, and I basically frogged you to death in game 2. Like, I'm not sure there's 100%. a single other card in the format that does what Frog did in that game.
Well, yeah, and my first 2 plays were great. Like going Tamiyo into a Johnny, you don't think you're losing many of those.
Yeah, Tamiyo into a Johnny. Run over. Yeah, Tamiyo into a Johnny and Force of Negation your play.
Yeah, like it was a good bonus decks, but like what can you do?
Yep. All right, well, rubber match. This is good. We are getting what we wanted out of this. At least it wasn't to stomp either way.
Yeah. We each had at least 1 game. So.
Yeah.
All right. I'm excited to see it.
Good luck. Have fun.
Good luck. All right. I want a nice, clean time walk game here.
What a sack. That's all I'm saying.
That's why I put the card in his deck.
True. It was so exciting. God, it was unbelievably fun.
Like this, you say?
This hand's kind of interesting.
I don't think so.
It's not amazing, but like...
I think it is stone unkeepable.
Interesting.
I have 2 Surveillance, and I can cycle this, and this is kind of a real card. But like, if my first Surveillance, like I have no pressure and not enough interaction to not die. And you need one of...
Yeah, you don't think Caracas is big enough?
No, I think we saw last game is just is not.
Fair. Yeah.
Especially since like if he gets Atraxa or Gristlebrand, like Caracas stops me from dying, but I probably lost the game.
Yeah, like you're not beating the 7 cards
like,
or whatever.
If I had a lot of pressure, like if I had Psychic Frog plus Caracas, I would keep. But if I had given I have no pressure, like Caracas just doesn't do enough because he's
you're pressing keep. Don't
so likely to get advantage off just getting a creature into play.
I agree. I mean, this hand already looks better. It's like light on interaction, but you actually can win the game.
Mm-hmm. All right, so this dam is going away for sure. And then I need to choose between Duelist of the Mind and Stoneforge Mystic, and given my lands, I think I have to choose Duelist of the Mind. Can also
here. I think
sandbag this
too.
Yeah, I was gonna say I can sandbag this probe to get a Duelist trigger too. Then it increases my clock. And Duelist is nice because it helps fuel the Oculus as well. So, but
all right, here we go. Game 3. Here's hoping I can continue to run hotter than the sun. What an unbelievable draw by me, to be honest. Okay, so here's the thing about this hand. Imagine you surveil a Gristlebrand into the graveyard. Just think about how satisfying it would feel if you just pop the Gristlebrand right in there. The responsible thing to do is to mulligan this hand. The surveil lands do make it like way more appealing though. You got like what, 2 looks? You got like 6 hits? Man, it's hard for me to get away from this, but I guess I'm gonna mulligan. I don't know, maybe I'm gonna regret it. Okay, yeah, this hand is good. We have a Dark Ritual, we have some interaction, which is not that common for me to have, to be honest. We have a reanimation spell, and I think I'm just gonna bin this Brainstorm in favor of the Preordain. Jer went to 6 cards as well, worth noting. So, oh, he's on 5. Okay, I'm gonna keep get rid of the Brainstorm, and I might even just lead on Thoughtseize here. I am on the draw. I guess it'll depend. We'll see what Jer does. If he has no play on turn 1, I'm gonna Thoughtseize him. If he plays a relevant card on turn 1, I'm gonna Preordain and try and set up a pretty quick win. But I might just be trying to put Jer in the Shadow Realm here.
Liam mulled to 6 at least, so he didn't keep like the Stone Nutter Butter 7. But yeah, turn 1 Frog is pretty powerful.
Yeah, Frog is it's a card that they printed.
Yeah. Wish I would have seen a removal spell at some point for getting Thoughtseized. It's I love mulliganing to 5 and then getting Thoughtseized.
Pretty
awkward.
Tough.
Okay, so he kept 5. Okay, so Jer had no play. So oh, and I drew a Watery Grave. Okay. Yeah. I'm just gonna pay 2 life and Thoughtseize him. And let's see what this hand looks like. What did you keep? Gitaxian Probe, Abhorrent Oculus, Island, Duelist of the Mind. Okay, well, I'm just going to take this Duelist of the Mind, and honestly, this Thoughtseize doesn't collapse Jer's hand all that much. But taking the Duelist is good here because he was set up to commit a crime with the Gitaxian Probe. So hopefully it'll slow him down a little bit. Abhorrent Oculus is a little bit scary just because of how fast of a clock it is, but it's probably not coming into play for a while.
I guess the silver lining from your perspective is that Tin Fins has a pretty high fail rate in comparison to other like reanimator / combo decks. So
I think the fail rate when you're low resources though is like kind of like the Nadu fail rate in that like they may not kill you, but if they don't kill you, they're getting like an absolute ton of resources, most likely. So like, well, his hand is now not very good either. So
yeah, that Inquisition was a pretty good draw.
Yes.
Now we just gotta hit Thought Scour
yeah.
and we're cooking?
If we hit Thought Scour, he's pretty
Mental
dead. If he hits like Entomb, we're dead.
Inquisition is a little annoying, losing my preordain. Going to be leading on this flooded strand to go find a surveil land to really clean up my hand a little bit. Man, after game in 1 and 2 were so explosive, we're kind of stumbling across the finish line here for the last set of games. You know what? Maybe I just want to main phase it actually, because because I've got Dark Ritual Vengeance, so I should just main phase. Because if I hit, then I'm going to town now. Tendrils, that's got to go to the graveyard. I should have done this. Yeah, it's fine.
You got it. You can't keep tendrils there, but
It's fine. It's fine.
I feel like a low resource game is actually pretty interesting between these two decks.
Well, the power level of cards now is such that low resources
I'll be right back.
are rarely low resources for long. Yeah, he drew a hot one.
Bin Tendrils, that makes sense. Doesn't need more garbage in his hand. Well, ask and ye shall receive, I suppose. Like, I might as well fire it off now.
Oh my god, you actually drew it.
Yeah.
I was in the middle of talking to Liam and I saw you Thought Scour. I was like, I have to go.
Yeah. I did it on my turn because if I hit a 2-drop or like a counter spell or something.
Yeah, or a land you're cooking.
No, that was my turn 3, so.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so Jared drew very well there. Okay, so Mystical Tutor is really nice. Because it lets me get Entomb. Jared's next turn likely involves playing Oculus. I guess I'm just gonna play the Shadowy Backstreet, and if I hit, I hit, and if I want to keep something on top if exactly Entomb's on top, I won't. Yeah, so I can graveyard this one pretty happily and just pass the turn. I guess I could have kept Spellseeker in my deck, but having it in the graveyard's not terrible either.
It's definitely not nothing.
It's fine. I think it's better in the graveyard than in my deck. But it's
Oh, you hit a mystical. That's pretty good.
Yeah, we're both drawn pretty hot. This is the big turn. It's gonna be because Jared's gonna put Oculus in play, and if he has interaction, he's probably in really good shape. But I am gonna try and do the Tin Fins thing this turn.
Interesting he binned the Spellseeker. That's kind of terrifying. Kaido could be sick. Potentially lets me like manifest dread a like interactive spell and then rebuy it with Kaido to my hand. Mystical Tutor. Okay, that's why you didn't need. All right, yeah, we're in trouble.
Return of the Onion Burst.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, so Jared gets to manifest Dread. There's not a lot of things that he can manifest that matter. Okay, and so I'm not going to play my land, and I'm not going to play my Dark Ritual yet. Actually, I am going to Dark Ritual. I take it back. We'll go for Dark Ritual, go for Entomb, and this is a pretty clear Gristlebrand line if I've ever seen one. This is about as bog standard as it gets in the old
Come
Tin
on
Fins
down
deck.
to Grizzlebees. You'll wish you had less fun.
Okay, so I have 3 mana. I'm gonna go to 1 because I have no fear, and we'll see if I can win the game. Okay, so Calling the Weak is good. I can't Vampiric Tutor before activating Gristlebrand, unfortunately. Okay, so we're gonna draw 7 more. Go to 1. None of these cards drastically change the math. Cabal Ritual is turned on currently. So what can I do? I don't have an instant speed way to get back the Emrakul. The Borborygmos Enrage does not represent enough lands yet, I don't think. I have 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna have to play one, so I only have 3 lands in hand. So the Animate Dead is not that exciting. The Tendrils is in the graveyard. So I think we are on the plan of attacking and drawing 7 more. You really want to be careful about when you use your combat step because one of your win conditions involves attacking with Emrakul. But in this instance, I don't have any paths to enough mana to be attacking with Emrakul. I'm just trying to see Wild Cantor, sacrifice Wild Cantor to Culling the Weak makes 4 mana, plus Cabal Ritual gives you 7 mana, but 7 black doth not make an Emrakul. Okay, so gonna attack. Jer's decision to block here is kind of interesting because if he chooses to block, he's sacrificing his clock, and I could just say go. Yeah, okay, so he's not blocking, which I think is the right choice. Now, my options are I could go for a pass the turn plan here where I would go Culling the Weak this Gristlebrand, Animate Dead Gristlebrand, discard a bunch of cards, and plan to win next turn. That's definitely the safe way to play this game. I'm not often well known for my willingness to play it safe. I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire off a Ponder. I have the mana to spare. I can afford to do this. This is a pretty easy any order. So I'm going to any order this. Oh, I could have vamped before I did this. Oh, that's a shame. I think I just punted the game. Okay, I'm going to any order this. I would like to shuffle. We just hit a land. That does nothing. So let's go for the Culling the Weak on Gristlebrand. Let's go for Animate Dead on Gristlebrand. Oh, I could have Animate Deaded the Spellseeker. Oh my god, I'm bad. Okay, I've misplayed twice now. I could have Animated Deaded the Spellseeker to get Sacrifice, and I could have sacrificed the Gristlebrand, and I think I would have actually gotten up to Emrakul mana in my last turn. God, I'm bad. Okay, well, that's unfortunate, but here we are.
Deck complicated.
Deck
lot going on.
Deck hard. Have not played in many moons. Is going to be my excuse. I even have, oh man, I have Cabal Ritual too. I just had like a myriad of lines here that were winning, and I chose the one that wasn't. Okay, I think I will go for Cabal Ritual, cast Dread Fugue with Cleave. Oh, this also would have let me discard a card for my own hand. Wow. Okay, I like Omega punted this game. This was also a way to discard. I didn't have a way to get back the Emrakul at instant speed, but woof. Pretty brutal. Oh wow. Okay. Well, this was good because the Kaido would actually have killed me if he drew a land. So take this Kaido. And then yeah, pass the turn. This was a disappointingly poorly played turn by me. I feel as though I have brought shame to the name of Tin Fins. Okay, so Borborygmos, Bargain, and Unburial Rites. Go to the graveyard.
Look, all I'm saying is you could have just gained life, went to 15, and passed with fresh 7, but you just kept going, and I love that. That's
Well,
the energy Tin Fins needs.
I'm pretty sure there's a lethal line there, and I just missed it. Because I think with Animate Dead on Spellseeker, I think there's got to be a winning line.
You can I'm pretty sure you can sacrifice your Grizzlebrand, Cabal Ritual, Animate Dead your Spellseeker, get Shallow Grave, cleave yourself, and then Shallow Grave Emrakul, and it kills him.
Yeah.
Or it doesn't kill him, but he goes down to 0 permanence. So
yeah, it's like functionally game winning.
Yeah, like you probably win.
Yeah. I'm not gonna cast Vamp here. I would rather have my Grizzlebrand work. Okay, so he manifests Dread. The line I have chosen is the like really boring line where I'm just gonna try and Unburial Rites Spore Brigmos and throw 4 lands at Jer. Oh, Sacrifice. Let's see now. We would have been cooking if I had just drawn this one last time. Okay, wait. 8 plus 5 is 13. Oh, God, I'm such a loser. Okay.
No, you're cooking. You're cooking.
I know his whole hand, so I just get to jam this. Oh my God. What a weird game. What a weird last game. Yeah, that was it, hey. Hello, editing Liam coming to you from the future. We forgot to record a proper outro for this video, so I'm doing it now. Thanks so much for sticking around if you made it all the way to the end of the video. We really appreciate it. Please subscribe to the channel and comment to let us know if you want to see more of these deck challenges. We got a couple of different ideas cooking up in the tank, so yeah, please let us know. We'd be more than happy to make more challenges like this with different people, different sets of standards, maybe restricted points, maybe playing some Boomerlander, only allowing cards that were printed from like 2016 and back, something like that. And subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Canadian Highlander content. We've got stuff like this, which is pretty fun oriented. And then we've got also some more competitive oriented content that's focused on playing the decks that you might expect to see at the top tables at any given tournament. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.